This fan-run podcast is brought to you by DraftKings.
We kick off hour number 2 of the program. It's Optimism Tuesday. It's brought to you by the Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union. Check them out online at tvacreditunion.com. The official credit union of 3 and Out, the Knoxville TVA Employees Credit Union. Did you find what you were looking for?
No. Forgot to look.
Did you get the basketball and the football mixed up? Because there's some big basketball news.
No,
Maybe,
it's,
potentially.
Something from football. Some of the insiders are saying we could be getting a few commits this week, so that might be good.
Oh, okay.
Up to 3. Maybe more. Maybe less.
3 3-stars.
Could be as many as, or as few as 3.
I think we'll get 1.
Okay.
Could be
Should get
3
1.
or more.
Could be 3.
Somewhere between 1 and more than 3. How's that for you? You did mention the basketball news. Rick Barnes. I saw a lot of confusion over this announcement.
The wording of the tweet was poor.
It was very confusing. Rick Barnes received an extension yesterday, and everyone read 5 years thinking he got an additional 5 years on the back of
That'd
his
be
4.
weird, yeah.
But it's just a 1-year extension, so there's 5 years remaining on the contract, but he did get a bump in pay. He will now average just south of $6 million a year. Never in my wildest dreams, Nate, did I think a basketball coach at the University of Tennessee would make $2 million more than the football coach.
That makes no sense. I mean, it's weird that we've got, we've taken an up-and-coming football coach.
Hopefully.
And we went out and recycled a basketball coach, and he actually has done well. So you end up in this weird, bizarro world.
Wasn't he only making like 2 when he got here?
I don't remember.
It's like right at 2.
Would football fans be happy if you could find the amount of success in football that's equivalent to what Rick Barnes has done?
Yeah. I mean, I would think so.
I mean, what? Barnes has made it to the SEC championship, at least in the tournament. You've won the regular season, so I kind of would like.
Hasn't he made it to the championship game twice?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kentucky and Auburn.
So that'd be, I mean, I don't know how you kind of break that down. It'd be like,
You win the East, and you lose to a West opponent that's not exactly been dominant, but they still end up coming and beating you.
Mm-hmm.
Still got to factor in, though, the two or three first rocky seasons he had here.
Yeah, but I've said this before. He
year.
inherited a really tough situation. And I would also like to know, what was the deal with John Fulkerson the first half of the season, and then if Fulkerson's healthy for the remainder of the SEC tournament and the NCAA tournament, is it a little bit different? I mean, that team was talented, but it was pretty raw talent. Captain Touchback says
Fulkerson could have had his best game, and I still don't think we beat Oregon State after just how everyone else was playing.
Well, that's the thing. If he's there, though, does everyone else pick it up a little bit? Were they kind of bummed out? I mean, that game, it felt like we got down by 10 and just kind of stayed down by 10.
10 felt like 30.
True, yeah. They were a bad matchup for us. Who was that one guy that didn't miss? He's like 8 for 8. The big kid with dark hair. I forget his name. It doesn't matter.
I don't remember.
The guy who was first team All Pac-12.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Which was impressive that a guy who barely made the tournament snuck on the first team.
Right. I'm fine with the extension for Barnes.
Yeah.
The raise feels a little. I mean, I guess do you just have to at this point?
That's
is
odd.
that just
No, it's
is
odd.
that does anyone just get an extension and not a raise anymore though?
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know. We talked about it before.
I don't
like just giving that another year for recruiting.
Like, hey, we want you here for 5 more years, but we're just going to pay you the same.
I mean, just got the extension.
I know.
So
no, I'm not saying.
raise.
What I'm saying is I don't.
It's not like he's been making the same amount for
No, it was 1 year.
5 or 6 years.
He only made it for 1 year.
Yeah, and it's not like they won went to the Final Four.
Maybe 2 years. No, I'm just saying, like,
I mean, they basically
is that just part of it?
underperformed for the team on paper this year, and then he gets paid more money. Like, what kind of message is that?
And
send?
he's not leaving at this
Right,
point. Like,
yeah.
what I mean by that is
It was already-
nobody's going to be like, hey, Rick, here's $7 million to come coach whatever.
Pretty much every Tennessee fan, even ones that are glad we have him, glad we kept him, glad we paid him, would agree that he's at least slightly overpaid with his previous extension.
Sure.
1 year ago. So why would you pay him more?
Well, he was averaging,
Makes
what,
no
5.5?
No sense.
Wasn't that his average on his current deal? It was like 5.5?
And now he's at almost
Just
6.
Yeah, so an extra, $400,000 a year.
That's a lot to Tony Vitello.
I'm aware. But he's about to get his raise, too.
Danny better keep pounding the pavement with those shareholder societies
Well-
and 10 for 10s. And
I mean, we can knock the way they go about it, but he has already raised a lot of money.
that's good.
Like this year's
I can't believe people keep giving it to him.
This year's like first year alumni give back broke like the record for all time. Like the first year you're out of school, how much did you give back? Like they broke the record.
And now we got monthly payment plans. I mean,
True.
We're
Yep.
really changing the game.
I mean, someone
Well,
stroked Tony V a 8-figure check in Omaha.
Is that true?
I think it's true,
Okay.
based on who told me.
Just curious.
Boy,
Curious what your rumor rating on that was,
Uh,
I feel like we should do that with you. Like, rumor comes out and you give us your gut feel. Is it a 7? Is it a 9? Almost a lock.
I'll call
it a
that one.
2?
I'll call that one a 7.
7.
I buy it. I mean, you'll never know.
Right. Yeah. I'd only want to do it with that type of information where it's not too serious.
But I mean, I think Danny's actually done a pretty good job of raising money. So, I guess that's just part of it, right? Like you lock down the coaches and
Yeah.
give them what they want. That'd be a nice announcement today on Optimism Tuesday. It'd be really nice if they could do that in the next 2 hours.
About 9, 10.
Just,
In
Tony V,
in
boom.
the morning with peak optimism.
If they'd announce it right now, we'd probably talk about nothing else the rest of the show, other than the depot, of course, which I'm sure is coming
Depot.
along swimmingly.
Got a lot of good stuff over there. You can just nod. Yep, Davey's nodding.
Yeah. That's my guy. Doing such a great job, as always.
That's what I thought.
I got the article pulled up.
Okay.
The article.
Yeah, wins and losses. Totals, CBS, Barrett's Lee. Remember he teased that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it, Dave. Is this for all SEC schools?
Yes.
Okay. How do you
Where
want to...
I
that's-
was going to throw it to you all. How would you like me to pursue this article?
Bottom up.
They're not exactly in order. They're in alphabetical order, and then they give win totals, and you pretty much have to tell me over or under.
Our prediction?
Yeah.
Yeah, just start at the top alphabetical order. That way Tennessee comes a little later. It's a little bit of a...
Suspense.
Yeah, there we go. That's the word.
All right, so we'll start off with the reigning national and SEC champion in the Alabama Crimson Tide. The over-under set at 11.5 wins. This is, again, just regular season. There's only 12 games, 11.5. Does Barrett have them over or under?
Under.
He does. He has one loss.
That's what I have in my head.
Who's your loss to?
I don't know. I don't know who it'll be. I just don't. I think they'll lose one early. It might be Miami, honestly. Miami was pretty good last year. They got De'Aaron King. Alabama's going to be breaking in a new quarterback. Lost all their. I mean, I know it's Alabama. They reload, but they lost. I mean, their starting receiver group's gone.
I mean, I do
Lost
expect
Najee
him
Harris.
to lose one game this year, but it's not going to be Miami, man. Like I could see that very well being a USC from
No, that's fair.
2016 or whenever
That's
it
fair.
was.
I mean, hell, in that game they started old what's his face and then brought in Hurts off the bench and he killed him.
If you're Alabama,
Barnett.
that's the game
Barnett.
you want to lose if you do.
No, that's true. That's true.
Barrett has them losing to LSU.
No.
That's a.
LSU's supposed to be good again this year.
Who's their other East opponent this year? Is it Florida? Did they go to the Swamp?
Yep, at Florida.
Could be that one.
Could be that one. Florida looking for a little revenge from a while back.
I don't see Emory Jones beating Alabama.
That's a good point.
It might not be Emory Jones. in fairness.
If you're a Florida fan, you better hope it's not.
I see Emory Jones struggling with us.
I don't know, man. Like I'm not saying that this defense, dude. I think almost any quarterback can. I mean, it's pretty simple. Maybe I'll be interested to see if we can cover a slant, but unless they completely shift style, the blueprint's out there on how to beat Tennessee's defensive players at this point.
All right, Arkansas.
Over 5.5 wins. Over or under?
Let's see. Their out-of-conference games are don't they play Texas early?
They do.
Ooh, I got a little bit of faith in San. I'll give them over. I'll say they win 6 games. Does Barrett have them over?
Barrett has the under.
Ooh.
He's got them at 5 wins with wins over Rice, Georgia Southern, at Ole Miss, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and Mississippi State.
At Ole Miss?
Mm-hmm. His losses are Texas, Texas A&M, Georgia, Auburn, LSU, Alabama, and Missouri.
So Missouri's the swing game. Well, Missouri and Ole Miss are the swing games.
Interesting.
I would have those flipped. I think.
I would too, in my head.
And then, but I still might have to go under now that I know they got to play. Who was that other East team? Georgia. That's tough.
Yeah, it's a tough draw. Auburn.
Over under 7.
Push.
Who are their out of conference games?
Well,
Akron.
Sorry.
Penn State,
Ooh.
That'd be fun to watch.
Alabama State, and Georgia State.
Oh, let's see. They get Georgia from the East. Who's their other East team this year? Vanderbilt, probably.
South Carolina.
Okay. 7?
Does the Penn State game make the difference between
7 or 8?
7 and 8? Think they beat Penn State?
I'll go. I actually think over. I think they'll go 8 and 4.
Barrett had him with a push.
Did he?
Yeah, his losses were Penn State, LSU, Georgia, A&M, and Alabama.
Sounds pretty plausible.
Is LSU supposed to be that good?
They're supposed to be good. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if it's.
I mean, aren't they breaking in a new quarterback, a new offensive coordinator, new offensive staff? I mean, it felt like last year they were so bad early and then got pretty good late, obviously, to go into the swamp and beat Florida thanks to the shoe throwing. Mm-hmm. That's a weird one. I didn't know LSU was supposed to be. I mean, I know they're super talented. They always are.
Yeah, they're supposed to be good. I don't know what the quarterback situation is though.
Next on the list, we have Florida over under 9.
Who are their out of conference games?
Florida Atlantic, USF, Samford, and Florida State.
Samford? Okay.
So they're.
Where's the Florida State game?
Gainesville.
So they're not losing those. I mean, they shouldn't.
They get Bama at home.
LSU, they always play them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 9, Davey?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's 2.
Georgia.
3.
Push.
It's got to be a push.
Or maybe
push losses
maybe
to
even
Alabama,
under.
LSU, and Georgia.
Maybe even under.
I was thinking maybe the under 2.
Somebody upsets them, just some weird game. and
That's
they
the.
lose
What,
those 3.
I don't know who their quarterback's going to be. If it's Emory Jones, I'd probably take the under, just based on everything I've seen from him. But if they've got some dude in the wings,
Dan Mullen's good at just making sure they win games they're supposed to win.
That's
though.
true.
He
even kind of manufactures points when they're playing
even when
like
they're
junk.
Not good. Like they'll probably find a way to beat Missouri pretty easily in games like that.
All right, next on the list.
I guess Tennessee's in that category now.
I mean, I don't think it's anyone's surprise that the SEC East is going to come down to Florida or Georgia, but we have Georgia on the list next. The over/under is set at 10.5.
10.5?
Under.
I don't know, man. They're supposed to be pretty good. Do they have a big out-of-conference game?
Clemson.
That is this year? Where?
Isn't it neutral site in Charlotte?
Is it? I don't know.
I thought it was the Belk Bowl. Now that's
That sounds
whatever
right.
it's called.
Yeah.
I
Duke's
think
Mayo. Or
I think they'll lose that one.
Yeah, I'm going under. I'm going they win 10 games.
I'll take the under on that also.
Barrett has them going 12-0.
Atlanta Barrett, come on, man.
Bulldog Barrett, they call
12-0. Why is
their
every year
schedule's
Georgia's
not-
year? I mean, they're worse than we are.
So all they have to really worry about is can they beat Clemson and Florida. They have here's their
Who'd they draw from the West?
Arkansas and Auburn.
Auburn, of course, yeah. Okay, got Arkansas. That's right. You mentioned that.
His analysis was, this is the year for Georgia. No, seriously, this is it. The Bulldogs are loaded on defense, have
No,
one of the
seriously.
best quarterbacks in the country, a loaded backfield, and one of the top to bottom rosters in the entire sport. Plus, they draw Arkansas as their rotating conference division game and don't exactly have a daunting road schedule. The experience should get them past Clemson in the opener, but even if they fall to the Tigers, an 11-win season still cashes. On a opinion, I mean, drawing Clemson week 1 is probably their best bet. Just simply seeing as Clemson's having to install a lot of new players into that offense.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, they're kind of like Bama, and they have a quarterback, though. Ogilele.
I don't know. I think JT Daniels is the best quarterback in the SEC right now.
I don't necessarily disagree with that. I still don't know how good that really makes him. I mean, he came on late last year, but I mean, haven't they already lost 3 or 4 wide receivers to ACL injuries this offseason? Like, none of those guys are going to be back.
They got Eric Gilbert coming in, don't they?
I mean,
No, he went to Florida, I thought.
is he even going to play wherever
He went to
would-
Georgia?
He went to Florida, withdrew, and now I'm pretty sure he's at Georgia.
He was at LSU, right?
Yeah.
And then Florida, and then now Georgia.
I don't think he could get admitted to Florida. But Georgia's going to make sure to get him in. That's right.
I was trying to think back. I mean, I know the SEC didn't really feature the tight end that much last year, and Kyle Pitts was in a league of his own, but I'm pretty sure statistically, Eric Gilbert was the second best tight end in the conference.
He was right there. He was really good. Who's the kid at Georgia? The receiver, really good. Pickens, George Pickens.
Yeah, well, he's out there, right?
Yeah, he tore his ACL, I think.
What's the other kid though?
I didn't know they had another kid.
Oh, they do.
Well, they have
he
two or
tweaked his knee too, but
They have 2 or 3 that
needs
are
surgery.
out. Yeah.
I don't necessarily think Georgia will go
Jermaine
undefeated,
Burton.
but I would take the over at 10.5 and say they at least get 11 wins.
I'll go under.
I'd feel much better with 10.
It wasn't that funny, but SEC Shorts did one where the Georgia fan is there and like Hope comes up to him. And she's all excited, and he just keeps macing her in the face. He's like, "No, I'm not getting my hopes up." And he just keeps macing her over and over, like her eyes are watering, and she's like, "No, but even if you lose the Clemson game," and he's like, "Nope, not buying it." Shh. And he just I don't know. It was funny, I guess, to me in a different way than some of the other ones.
All right, who's next?
Kentucky. Over under 7.
Whew. I was big on the Kentucky under last year, and it cashed easy. But this one,
You were big on the under?
yeah.
All right, let's see here.
They were like over under 6 last year or something, and with the 10-game, weird schedule. Like it was easy money, or maybe it was. I don't know. It was weird. It was.
They draw LSU from the West. They are at Mississippi State for their other West game.
I'll go under again. Still haven't figured out on offense, even though they're more talented.
Yeah, I'll go under.
I'll go push or under.
I would
feel
push.
I feel push. Yeah.
I would feel push, but Barrett has them with the over.
Over
He has
7.
He has them at 8-4.
8-4. So he has losses to, I'm guessing, Florida, LSU, Georgia, and maybe Mississippi State or Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Okay, I can. If they go 8-4, but we beat them, I'll take it.
I mean, their wins are Louisiana, Monroe, Missouri, Chattanooga.
He does have him beating Missouri.
Yeah. South Carolina, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, New Mexico State, and Louisville.
Okay, I'm getting on board with that, especially if we win. All right, LSU.
Wow. Actually, just now looking at this, LSU, the over-under 8.5 wins.
They're supposed to be good, and they're set at 8.5.
Not go over. I'll say they win 9. Obviously, we're just kind of guessing. We're not looking. I'm not even looking at the schedules.
Ooh, so
guys
what
are.
are you thinking? Losses to Florida, Bama, A&M for
I
LSU?
think they might beat Florida.
What do you think Barrett has them at?
Well, it sounds like over based on the other
9.
info.
Or does he have them at 10-2?
11-1.
What? Lost to Bama?
Ole Miss.
Yeah, hasn't beaten Bama. Remember, that was the one that Bama's going to lose.
Which would then have Georgia versus LSU in the SEC championship.
I don't know anything about LSU, really. I feel like they were the hardest team in the SEC to figure out last year.
He says, write it down in ink. LSU is back. The Tigers have one of the most talented offenses in the country, an experienced defense that is no longer coordinated by Bo Pelini, and a healthy quarterback competition led by last year's opening day starter, Miles Brennan. They have the potential to run the table, but since Ole Miss is so potent offensively, we'll miss out on the perfect regular season. With that said, over 8.5 is one of the best bets in the college football universe. Take the over.
LSU will travel to Ole Miss the week after Ole Miss plays at Tennessee. Just for those tracking at home. All right, Mississippi State.
So a bye week. Mississippi State, over under 6 wins.
La Tech, NC State, Memphis, LSU, A&M, Bama, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, Arkansas, Auburn, Tennessee State, Ole Miss. Over under 6.5.
6.
Push. They're going to win one they weren't supposed to and then drop one they weren't supposed to. It'll be glorious.
Over.
Barrett
Barrett has the under. He does not believe in Mississippi State.
Okay.
He doesn't think. He doesn't,
FPI has them like 8th in the country, and they talk about a team I can't figure out.
He just says Mike Leach came to Mississippi State with a ton of hype, but I have my doubts that this system will work in the SEC. He's not a believer in the air raid.
I mean, after what, like 3 weeks last year, like everyone just dropped 8 into coverage, and it was really tough. But that was also their first year in the system.
He doesn't have Mississippi State winning an SEC game.
What? Not one?
Louisiana Tech, NC State, Memphis, Tennessee State. Those are the wins.
Okay. Strange. Missouri.
Over under 7.
Under.
I don't know, man. Central Michigan, Kentucky, Southeast Missouri, at Boston College, Tennessee, North Texas. That's a win. A&M, Vanderbilt, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, Arkansas. Push. I'm pushing 7.
Barrett gives them the over. 8-4.
It was a struggle for me to give him 7.
Losses to Kentucky, A&M, Georgia, and Florida.
All right. Wait, so he has Kentucky beating Missouri, Missouri beating Tennessee, and Tennessee beating Kentucky? Sure. Okay.
Yeah, sounds right.
So transitive property will be out in 2021, according to Barrett Salee. Ole Miss.
Over under 7.5 wins.
Over.
Over.
Barrett has them at 9-3. Losses to Alabama, Arkansas, and Auburn.
Yeah. I mean, and like A&M could get him to that's.
They have an easy road or non-conference.
I mean, very. Oh, they do get Liberty though. Liberty back? Are they supposed to be pretty good this year?
Their quarterback returns. I don't know what the other
Could be good.
players look like.
Was it 7.5?
Yeah.
I'll still take the over. This might be a good year for them to upset
I might want to go put money on that one right now. I think they at least get to 8.
Who is this?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
I'm trying to find them on the FanDuel app here.
You really going to plays it right now?
I'm just looking. You got to talk about. I'm like, let me see if these are up. They are. Because sometimes early like this, you can
Steal
just
something.
find one or two that you just love.
I mean,
Typically, pretty good.
they're
at those.
guaranteed their first 3. They get an open. They get the bye week before Bama.
These are completely in like random order, I think, which is kind of weird. They're not alphabetical. They're not by conference.
That's tough. South Carolina.
Over under 3.5 wins.
They're 4 on here.
Oh gosh. Eastern Indiana, Eastern Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky, Troy, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, A&M, Florida, Missouri, Auburn, Clemson.
The deciding factor is, can South Carolina beat Vanderbilt at home?
Yeah, they'll win 4 games. Right?
Yep.
They'll win 4.
Their over-under is 4 here.
They'll win 4.
I'll go over
I'll-
that, but yeah.
All right, Tennessee.
It's actually under for Barrett. He has them going 3-9 with wins over Eastern Illinois, East Carolina. Sorry, he has them with 4 wins, so they over Eastern Illinois, Eastern Carolina, Troy, and Vanderbilt.
That Eastern Carolina game could be a dogfight.
Yeah, they could easily lose one of those.
Yeah, they could. Tennessee.
Over under 6 wins.
Oh. Over. 75. 8-4. Maybe 9-3. Ball bounced the right way. I'm taking the over on 6.
Nate, you're usually pretty realistic on these.
In real life, I'm not going to touch it at 6.
Well, how many?
But
We got 3 guaranteed non-conference wins.
yes.
Easy
Then
there.
we've got, and then I go Vandy next,
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina next,
Mm-hmm.
and then Pitt next. Or am I missing? I mean, is Pitt easier to win than Kentucky, Missouri, and the other SEC games?
Probably because those are 2 road games.
So that's 6 right there.
I go push. I think you could lose to Pitt, still beat Kentucky or Missouri, win the rest of those. Or I mean, yeah, I think it's.
But we could
I got-
also
I got 'em
lose
6
to
and
Bowling
6.
Green and Pitt, then beat Kentucky and Missouri. There's so
Yeah.
many options here.
Well, Bowling Green's really bad though. They're not even like.
It's not the Bowling Green that we played in like 2015.
Yeah,
in
they're.
Nissan
I mean, they're
Stadium.
terrible.
Jarek Dieter. That guy was so good. Garrick Dieter. Remember that guy?
I'm going to push, Davey.
It's push. Wins over Bowling Green, Tech, South Carolina, Kentucky, South Alabama, and Vanderbilt.
He has us losing the Pitt?
Yeah.
Say the wins again. Bowling Green, Tech.
South Alabama, South Carolina, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. So 3-5 in the SEC.
You going over at 7-5 though is not bad because you just beat Pitt and win those games. It's Pitt and Kentucky,
Yeah.
and then the ones I said.
He says the Volunteers have a pretty healthy quarterback room featuring Hendon Hooker, Harrison Bailey, and Joe Milton with a brilliant offensive mind at the helm and first-year coach Josh Heupel. Brilliant! The Week 2 matchup with Pitt is very interesting considering that it could set the tone for a surprising season. That said, Heupel's crew should make a bowl even if they fall to the Panthers. After all, the dysfunction on Rocky Top can't continue forever, right?
What was Ole Miss's on there?
9-3,
No,
was
what
their
was their
over-under?
over-under? 7.5, right?
8.
This has them as a
Might have been
minus
7.5.
110 bet.
It was 7.5.
It's 7.5.
Take the over.
A&M.
A&M over under 9.5 wins.
Over. I think they'll get 10. Isn't this their year too? Is this everyone's year?
I'm gonna go
They got a
under.
new quarterback.
I'll go under.
I think that might be a good thing. I never thought Kellen Mond was all that good.
He kind of had a ceiling.
They've
Do
recruited
they have-
really well.
Do they have the Gunnar Kill kid?
No, they have Haynes King.
Oh, that's right.
And they start out with Kent, Colorado, New Mexico. They'll be fine. All right, wrap it up with
He had A&M going 9-3.
9-3.
Alabama, Ole Miss, and LSU are the losses. And then to close it out, we got Vanderbilt
Over-under of
3 wins.
I'll go under.
I would also take the under.
I'm going under myself.
Barrett has them at 4-8. I don't see them getting there.
Who are they going to beat?
ETSU, Colorado State, which
He
I
hasn't
think,
beating Colorado State at Colorado
yeah,
State.
I don't see that happening. UConn, possible. Mississippi State. I don't see Mississippi State losing to this Vanderbilt team.
I don't either. They're not beating Stanford. Battle of the Brain. Stanford goes to Vanderbilt? Wow. That's a weird one.
Yep.
Was that a
They haven't won an SEC game since 2019.
was that Stanford game set up by the previous coach? Had to be, right?
Yeah, surely.
Derek Mason, big
Yeah.
Stanford guy.
That's what I was
there
saying.
you go.
Yeah. It's weird though. I don't know what the point of that is, but all right.
There you go. Your over-unders with CBS and Barrett Slee. We'll come back with more. Stick with us on 3 and Out. Hour 2 continues. Optimism Tuesday edition of the program. Houston, you said you meant to get to it yesterday, but see the pileups in stage 1 of the Tour de France? Weekend?
Yeah. I saw the one with Sign Lady. Just a really bad.
The latest is they're
Boo.
trying to hunt her down in
You're
Seward.
stealing from my depot.
Oh.
He's going to talk about Sign Lady. The search is on.
I know. I told you guys this after the show yesterday. They are in high-speed pursuit.
The Peloton. It's after.
You're going to wait in your grave. I'm going to barbecue your ass in molasses. Sheriff Buford T. Justice on the case.
I do know that reference.
Now that's good.
Smoking.
If
In a minute.
you didn't know that movie, dead meat. Deep Six, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's hilarious. Classic.
Because a snowman and bandit are running the booth. Okay, well, we'll save that. We'll talk about that after the depot.
Okay.
No, go ahead and get into it. We've,
No,
we've
no.
already started. I
I don't want to steal from the depot.
nope. Go ahead. Let's go ahead.
The more funky topics you can get into with Davey here, the better. So
Yes.
You might get my energy levels ramped up for the depot. So by talking
That's
about
my
this now.
job now, apparently. But yes, they are. This Mama, the search continues.
She was holding a sign out for the camera.
It said like "Hi, Grandma and Grandpa"
Is that what it said?
in French.
She just didn't.
Okay, I heard she was part of like a far right French political party.
Well, what's that have to do?
I thought like the sign was something related
Political?
to that. Yeah.
Oh.
I read that it said "Hi, Grandma and Grandpa." What did the sign say?
I don't know. I just saw the video where she's cheesing at the camera. It's like she didn't realize how fast these guys are going, I guess. 'Cause they were on her. And, normally the spectators get in the way all the time, but they move out of the way, at the last second. And the riders get kind of desensitized to the spectators because they typically, get out of the way. I mean, you kind of have to. If you're worried about trying to avoid spectators all the time, you couldn't just race.
I think this is a good thing for the sport.
It said "Come on, Granddad, Granny," in a mix of French and German, which is kind of weird.
This code.
It might be code. I don't know.
yeah, it's definitely code.
Then again, I don't speak French, so there's a
Or
chance. Yeah, there's a chance that just whenever you translate it, it just doesn't sound right in English, even though it might. But here's my thing: people were talking about you need to put up like a barrier. It's like over 2,000 miles.
You can't. Yeah, no,
They're
they do. They put up barriers at all the busiest places, but you can't put up a barrier everywhere.
Cycling needed this to happen. No one's talking about the Tour de France if this isn't the case. Now, I hope no one was seriously injured. I
were.
understand their times are going to be awful,
They were
but
pretty much most of the race wrecked.
I also think it's funny that you have a person on the loose because of a sign.
How can no one find her?
That's what I don't get.
Maybe she's a really nice
She's
person.
got the far right political group hiding her.
Maybe she's got a lot of friends. Maybe she's a really nice person and no one wants to turn her in.
I mean, if her son actually was for her grandparents, chances are she is a really nice person.
It's a good point. It's a great point. Tragedy, though. Davey does have a point, though. I didn't even know the Tour de France was going on until this happened.
That's true. And then it was stage 1, so
I-
now all eyes are on it.
I think this is good. This should be a lesson for cyclists to just stay off the road. I do think each year that we should allow each American 2 free bottle throws at a cyclist.
Wow.
I understand that's a problem. The bigger issue for me though is the littering, not the so much of hitting of the cyclist. I don't want anyone to die, but a serious injury to where they stay off the road could be good. The amount of accidents that are almost caused because of cyclists on 2-lane roads, I get nervous every time just because it's like, how long am I going to go 15 miles behind this idiot? Because there's too many curves. I can't exactly see what's coming. And then if I risk it, I'm at fault as well. I mean, you can get into comparative negligence there, but it's just a whole thing of they're in my way. I'm tired of it.
Share the road, man.
Yeah.
Where would you have them bike?
Get a stationary bike.
Then you don't get the breeze.
Who gives a damn? The whole thing's about exercise. Who cares if you're?
It's
if
about-
anything,
You fat shame people on here.
Yeah,
and then
that's where I was going.
And then when they go out and if I start riding my bike down Martell out towards the North City, towards the equator, and you come flying up behind me and hit me with a bottle, and I fall into the ditch and die, or no, sorry, you said not death. I'm seriously injured because I was trying to lose a few pounds, a few lbs. I mean, like
you can't have it both ways.
Yeah,
use the greenway. That's what it's there for.
You got a point with the greenway. I'll give them that.
Go to the mountains. Go mountain biking.
Trails.
Stay off the actual road.
Stay in your neighborhood.
Or get in a bike lane or just ride on the sidewalks.
that's illegal. You're not supposed to ride on the sidewalks.
I don't
Then you're
care.
messing
Break
with
the law
walkers.
there.
But then I might injure somebody walking.
Just yell on your left.
I don't like it when cyclists get on little 2-lane roads where there's no shoulders at all, no place, and they're super curvy, and it's like 4:45 in the afternoon.
Man, they do it on North Shore all the time, and it ticks me off to no end.
In my head, I knew exactly where he was talking about because I've hit some not hit them, but like I've run into you know what I'm saying. Like I've come across bikers, and it's tough to pass, man.
Where's that? I wouldn't have caused the wreck, but I was going. I'm trying to think of the exact bridge, but it's between the two roundabouts going into Farragut on North Shore, and there's like a small bridge you go through. Actually,
There's several.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
There's the Sinking Creek Bridge. There's the Turkey Creek Bridge.
I don't remember the name.
Then there's the roundabout.
Are you talking about the one like at Concord Marina coming across towards that roundabout?
Yeah, that might be it. I'm trying to think. I've actually had some.
That's awful.
You're thinking about the roundabout between Sinking Creek Bridge and Turkey Creek Bridge.
Yeah, that's
so. Then is it the Turkey Creek Bridge?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where it gets narrows up?
It would have been like rush hour the Friday before Memorial Day, and there was a whole group of people trying to bike, and they're on the road, and it's already very narrow as is, and yet they're trying to take up the whole damn thing with just traffic just backed up to no end. Oh my gosh. I don't get it.
Final segment, hour 2 next. This segment of the program brought to you by Blue Water Climate Control. Houston?
Nate, I mowed the yard yesterday.
Yeah?
It was hot.
My car said it was 100 degrees at one point.
It probably was. Felt like it anyway. But there was nothing nicer than when you walk inside after mowing and the AC's kicked on and you're just sitting there nice and cozy. Don't walk into a hot house.
It's the worst.
Blue Water Climate Control, East Tennessee's locally owned, veteran-owned HVAC specialist. Call the company that does the right repair the right way the first time. As I just mentioned, it's going to be a long, hot summer, so if you have any AC issues, call Blue Water Climate Control. Mention Fan Run for a discount on all services and or repairs. You can go online and read the reviews, and you'll see story after story from satisfied customers about how other companies tried to fix the problem, but it was Blue Water that got it done the right way the first time. 865-299-2290 or visit their website, bluewaterclimatecontrol.com. Don't sweat in your house. It's bad. It's bad karma.
Mm-hmm.
Call the folks at Blue Water. They'll take care of you.
That's Blue Water Climate Control. Did you see where some of the Tennessee football players are starting to tweet out about the NIL stuff? Like, hey, DMs are open. Hit me up. One of them even deleted it after he sent it out, which I thought was kind of weird.
Well,
I don't know what the deal is.
can they be talking about that right now, or does they have to wait till July 1st?
I don't know. Brian Maurer apparently did it. Somebody's like, if you want to hit up the 4th-string quarterback.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That was kind of rude, Nate. You didn't need to do that.
I didn't.
You just said it,
That's
though.
just what somebody said. Somebody replied with.
Prove it. Prove that wasn't you blaming it on someone else. I want to see the tweet. Okay?
I'm getting back to it.
Okay, good. Are we going to do this the right way?
It's not a tweet, but there you go. Per his Twitter, any of your local businesses.
All right, fine.
QB,
That could be your
know.
account on that website, though. I don't know.
No, that's not.
It could be. I don't know. You're going to have to prove it. Are we going to do this the right way?
NIL?
Yeah.
I mean, does it really start in like 2 days?
Apparently.
So what like, is stuff going to start happening, or is somebody going to be like shocked? It's like July 1st going to hit, and all the Alabama players and their,
That's what scares me the most.
Yeah.
It's like Alabama's got it all lined up for everybody, and they're going to be just raking in the cash.
What might be more scary is some like mid-level team starts doing it. Like, but I don't even know who that would be that would like hurt us in recruiting necessarily. I mean, it's not
UCF.
Well, that wouldn't really hurt us. Like Vanderbilt.
Coastal
Yeah,
Carolina.
maybe Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt,
I mean, I was
big
thinking,
city, big market.
I was thinking Missouri in terms of on the field, but they're so far away geographically. I don't think that's a problem.
When you say mid-level, I was thinking like really good non-Power 5 team.
Liberty's got that Falwell money. They just start getting all the 3-star SEC guys go there, play for Hugh. What if Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss have it all figured out, and then boom, it just hits, and they just start come to the SIP, and just boom.
What if
boom.
it's Chadwell? All the Myrtle Beach businesses are like, "Yep, these are our guys."
That'd be smart.
It would be smart. Come play football at the beach.
Mm-hmm. We'll pay you. We'll pay you to rep our airbrush shop and souvenirs.
Might work.
All you can eat buffet, Calabash shrimp and seafood.
Gross. The smiling crab.
Mm-hmm.
I put out a poll question. Over/under set at 6. What do the fans want?
Yeah, what'd they say?
So far, 536 votes. 39.9% have the under. 38.8% have a push, and only 21.3% of Big Orange fans think Tennessee can win 7 or more.
Wow. I'm a little surprised by that.
I am too. But, I mean, I guess, the good news is that, what is that?
Our fan base is becoming less sheepy.
Maybe. I mean, you still got, 60.1% of people thinking it's 6 or more. But the leading vote getter being the under is, I'd say that's probably never happened before, honestly.
I voted push with it being Optimism Tuesday.
Not a boy.
Good on you. Proud of you, Dave. We'll see how I'll monitor that one as people wake up and start to see it. See if the vote starts swinging one way or another. Yikes.
I mean, push is the right call right now. I feel like until we get more info.
Things are changing so fast right now,
I
though.
don't know what that info would be, but
What's funny is I bet you if somehow Heupel was recruiting lights out, had a top 10, I bet people would be more likely to vote for the over, even though it has nothing to do with it.
mm-hmm.
I think people are just looking for reasons to be kind of pessimistic about this team, which maybe that's a good thing. Maybe lower the expectations and then be pleasantly surprised.
I got some optimism for you.
Oh, yeah?
There's a theory that Pitt never plays well on the road early in the season, maybe because of the heat.
Okay, I like this theory so far.
They lost to a Heupel-coached UCF team, a 2-9.
What was the score of that game?
I don't know, but I'd have to look it up. A 2-9 North Carolina team and a 5-6 Georgia Tech team, all in September heat in the South.
What were those teams again?
UCF Heupel-coached team. I mean, these may be different years. I'm not sure, but a 2-9 North Carolina team and a 5-6 Georgia Tech team. That's where they finished. Obviously, all the games were early in the season.
Well, in 2019, Pitt actually went on the road and beat UCF 35-34. No, I'm sorry, that was at Pitt. That's my bad.
So I guess it was the return trip or the first trip or something. I don't know.
Ooh, yes. September 29th, 2018, Pitt at UCF. Heupel hung a 45 burger on him, 45-14.
I feel like Pitt's just a great matchup for Tennessee this year because they're normally a little bit more of a defensive-minded team, and I would worry that early in the season our defense is going to be so porous that we could be outscored even by a team that's about the same as us overall rating-wise. With a team that's more defensive-minded and maybe not as good on offense, we have a shot to stop them, and then it's kind of good on good at that point for our levels. Obviously, Pitt not going to be a great team, and I don't think Tennessee will be a great team either this year, but they're pretty similar. I'd say they're similar overall, but at least our offense, which should be better, can go against their defense, which should be the better side of the ball too for them.
Their preseason over-under is set at 7. Just throwing that out there.
I'll try to find it, but somebody had ranked all the teams, and we were like around 70th.
I'm sorry? 70th?
Mm-hmm.
We were?
Yeah. I'll see if I can find it.
What were we in the FPI, Dave? It was like 58? Something like that?
I need to see if they've updated that. I actually haven't looked at that in a hot minute.
I mean, I know we kind of canceled the FPI, but not bad.
Let's see here.
I mean, apparently Phil still has Pitt beating us.
Yes, that was the announcement yesterday.
FBI has us at 48th.
48, okay. Did Phil Steele say why?
I didn't see that.
We have a 0.2% chance of winning the conference. 0% chance of winning out.
All right.
I can't find this. I don't know where it went.
Bowling Green is actually, well, obviously Tech doesn't count because they're not FBS, but Bowling Green's the worst team we play from an FPI standpoint. 126th. And South Alabama comes in at 118.
Okay.
The other non-conference game on that list is Pitt, and they are 51st. So we're right there with them, according to the FPI.
Mm-hmm. Now, everyone keeps saying it's going to be a coin flip type game.
I mean, our projected win total is between 5.4 and 6.6. So,
And that
6
game's
is
set
why-
for noon, right?
Yes. Noon o'clock, September 11th.
Oh, I'm sorry. This was something different. This was Big Game Boomer just posting college football wins
Since 2010.
2010.
We're like 66th, I think I saw. So in the last 10 years, we have the 66th most wins in college football.
No, we have 66 wins.
Oh, what are we ranked?
I don't know.
They don't have the ranking number? Just the win total?
I'd have to count one of these and then.
Who are some of the junk teams ahead of us?
So it's 30, 60, 61, 60, 60. We're 68th with 66 wins. We are one win behind UCLA.
No, we're tied with UCLA. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong column.
And MTSU.
MTSU has one more win than we do over the last 10 years.
We're one win ahead of Duke, Ole Miss, and Tulsa.
Behind such legends like Troy, App State,
Western Michigan.
Man, we're going to have to
Temple.
carry this into the next hour.
All
After
right.
the depot. Assuming the
Yeah.
depot is prepared, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Gotcha.